Hey everyone and welcome. So let's talk about one of the biggest game changers in AI assistance, memory. We're going to explore how an AI can go from being a pretty forgetful tool to, well, an insightful partner that actually makes you smarter over time. We'll be looking at how an AI assistant called Rebel pulls this off. Okay, let's dive in. So let me just ask you this. Does your AI have amnesia? You know that feeling, right? You spend all of this time explaining a project, giving it all the context, and then the very next day, poof, it's a total clean slate. It's forgotten everything. It's such a common problem, and it turns what should be this powerful assistant into basically a fancy search engine. Okay, this slide right here, this shows you everything. It's the perfect example of the difference memory makes. On the left, you've got your generic AI. It gives you a textbook answer. It's useful, I guess, but it's not personal. But then, look at the right. That's Rebel. It remembers a specific decision we made back in Q3 and connects it to a pattern it's been noticing in Slack just this week. It uses all of that to challenge your thinking. Now that is the jump from just spitting out data to offering genuine insight. And that leap is really the core of what we're talking about today. We're moving past just remembering a file name or a fact. We're talking about getting to genuine insight. This isn't just about fixing the amnesia problem. It's about building a partner that actually understands the flow of your work over weeks and even months. This is exactly what we mean when we say longitudinal advice. Rebel's memory is designed specifically to connect the dots, to link a conversation you're having today with a decision you made last month and a goal you set way back last quarter. It's building up wisdom from your own unique context, not just storing a bunch of disconnected facts. So how in the world does this work under the hood? Well, look, it's not magic, but it is a really sophisticated system. It's designed to be both incredibly powerful and super efficient. So let's pull back the curtain and look at the mechanics of Rebel's memory. At its heart, Rebel memory is a living record. And notice the words there. It's not just a database. It's your context, your personal work preferences, and maybe most importantly, your past decisions. And the key is that it's not just some giant, messy junk drawer of information. It's all intelligently organized by project, or space, as we call it. So the right context is ready to go at exactly the right time. So what does it actually remember? This is where it gets really, really cool. We're not just talking about the what, we're talking about the why behind a strategic decision. It tracks those emerging patterns, like the customer feedback we saw earlier. It understands your project goals, who the key people are, and even your own personal work habits and the frameworks you like to use. This is the kind of stuff that makes an assistant truly, deeply useful. Okay, so how does all this information get into the system without just completely overwhelming it? Well, Rebel uses this really smart two-tiered system. Think of the auto-loaded memory as your high-level briefing. It comes from the README file in each project, and it's the core context that's always on standby. Then you've got on-demand memory. These are more detailed files that the AI only pulls in when they're specifically relevant to what you're working on right now. It keeps everything lightning fast and super efficient. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Because whenever you talk about an AI that remembers things, the very next question is always about privacy and control. And it absolutely should be. So let's be crystal clear about how Rebel handles your data. Because you are always, always in the driver's seat. This is it. This is the fundamental design principle, the bedrock of the whole system. Your secrets, your API keys, your private login tokens for things like Google or Slack, they are stored locally on your machine. Period. They are never uploaded to the cloud. This isn't some feature we bolted on, it's the foundation of how the system is built. This slide lays it all out, totally transparent. On the left, you see everything that never leaves your device. We're talking your sensitive credentials, local files, the memory index itself. It stays with you. On the right, that's what gets sent to the AI for processing when you're having a conversation. Your prompts and the content of files you explicitly give it. You can see that clear, hard line between the two. And beyond just where your data lives, you also have total control over what the AI is allowed to do. You get to set the safety level. Balanced is the default. It's smart, it'll double-check with you before it does something big, like sending an email. But hey, if you're working on something really sensitive, you can just flip it to extra careful, and it will ask your permission for pretty much any action it takes. You decide how much leash it gets. So, what happens when you put it all together? You've got this powerful, context-aware memory combined with ironclad privacy and user control. What you get is something way more valuable than just a convenient tool. Honestly, you get a whole new way of working. And this right here is the whole point. This is not about saving you a few seconds because you don't have to repeat yourself. This is about building an assistant that grows alongside you, that helps you spot patterns you might have missed on your own, and that actually elevates your own strategic thinking. Every single conversation makes the next one smarter. That is compounding intelligence. So I'll just leave you with this thought to chew on. Once you have an AI partner that truly remembers, that connects all the dots across all of your work, what hidden patterns, what overlooked opportunities, and what incredible new insights is it going to find for you? Thanks for watching.